Hi, I'm Milton Ellie. I'm a local real estate agent here in the Louisville, Kentucky area. I want to shoot this really quick video to kind of talk about three core things that you have to pay attention to when buying a house. So let's talk about the first one. The first one is, before I go into the first one, I want to say all three, and then I'm going to go through each one. The three things that are the most important thing you need to consider when purchasing a house is location, condition, and price. And whether you are selling your home or you are buying a home, but we're going to specifically talk about buyers today. If you're buying a home, there's three things you have to focus on: location, condition, and price. And so what do I mean by location? Location is literally relative. Whether it is an area that is near your school, whether it's near your place of work, where you live, work, and play, the location is very important. People used to say that it's all about location, location, and location. Yet I believe my thinking has evolved to location, condition, and price. And one of the main reasons is that if it's a 15-minute commute versus a 30-minute commute, and you work from home 30 to 40% of the time, does that matter to you anymore? Does the commute matter? Does your specific location, is it near amenities that you like? Is it near your favorite group of restaurants, or is it near parks, or if it's near certain amenities that's important to you, then it would be my belief that you pay attention to location. Another aspect of location is it off a main road? Is it off a main artery? Is it in the middle of a neighborhood? Is this in the neighborhood have a cul-de-sac? A lot of people like cul-de-sacs because they present opportunities where it's just a dead end. And most people aren't driving into cul-de-sacs. And so I get it. So, however, do you prefer something that's a little bit more robust? Do you like high density housing versus low density housing? Location is super important. Area of town. Do you want to live downtown, or do you want to live in the East End or South End, or even Southern Indiana for that matter? Location is very important. The second piece is condition. And here's what I mean specifically by condition. Condition can fall under so many different aspects or so many different perspectives. You can have a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. You can have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. The condition of the property can be the how many beds, baths, basement, walkout basement, which is where I'm at. I'm right next to my big old window on my walkout. Or is it something about you must have a garage? I sold a house a few years ago where the guy, and I kid you not, told me, he said, "Hey, I want to buy a pool, and it needs to have a house attached. It needs to have a house attached to it." And we literally found him that pool. The house had several problems, and they've since fixed it up, and it's great. Yeah, they wanted a pool, and it was very important to them. Does it have to have a pool? Does it have to have backyardage space? How important? Some people with young children, they prefer a larger yard. Some people with no children don't like to do yard work, so they prefer a smaller yard. I speak with clients all the time that have different needs. Is it outdated? Is it updated? People ask me right now for this basic template of a home. Everyone wants 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a basement, a 2-car garage, and a decent sized backyard. That is the typical home type that most people are looking for. And so then the question now becomes, What type of condition are you able to look at? And what's important to you? The third is price. And the reason why I mentioned price last is for one very important reason. Quite frankly, I tell my clients, and I shoot really straight when it comes to this, it is very difficult to get all three. I've had clients that have sat up and said, I'm looking for a $1.5 million home. We get with the builder, we all have our conversation, and they describe a $4.5 million home. Those three things are super important: location, condition, and the price. If you want location and condition to be excellent, then be prepared to pay the price. If you are set on price and you are set on condition, then it requires flexibility in location. If you are great with location and you are, or let's say that location is locked in, then, and you have price locked in, then let's be willing to compromise on the condition, meaning that the 4-bedroom may not be the 4-bedroom based on the location and based on the price. A 4-bedroom may not be available in that area, or a 3-bathroom may not be available in that area. The condition can vary, or it can have older components. It can be an outdated home. It may have everything you want on paper, yet the home was decorated and looked like the 1970s or 80s. There's a lot of homes that I visit today that has decor from the 1980s and 70s. And so there is a difference. And I'm going to do a quick side note here, that most people that live in apartments today, or at least in the Louisville area, most people that live in apartments today, they live in apartments that were built within the last 20 to 25 years, or they have been renovated in the last 20 to 25 years. So what are some features that have come about in the last 25 years that you can almost guess exist in most modern day apartments today? Well, walk-in closets, open floor plans, suites that are owner suites. There is a owner suite where the bathroom is inside the bed. So people are coming from apartments into homes that were built into the 1950s in Louisville. If they were built in the 1950s or 60s and 70s, that convention didn't exist in the marketplace. That didn't even come about. Master suites didn't even come about, or owner suites, as they're now commonly referred to, didn't even come about until the 1990s. And in some cases, the 1980s, in some cases, in a higher end. However, in the modern era, it's the 1990s. Construction came with owner suites and larger spaces. Right now, closets are a lot smaller in most homes that were built in the 50s and 60s and 70s. And so now we're looking at something where people are coming into their first home and they're looking at something that was built in the 50s or 60s and 70s, and they're not even competing with their apartment building that was built in 2003. And so again, it goes back to those three components. You have location, condition, and price. If you choose two, you will, in today's market, compromise on one. It's almost that you may have to compromise on two of these dynamics in today's modern market. As I record this in November in 2020, so it's super important to understand that those three things are what's driving the market right now. That there is location, and there's condition, and then there is price. What do you think? Is there another one? Is there a fourth one that I left out? Or what are your thoughts? Do you feel like when you purchase your house, do you feel like you have to compromise on one of those? Let me know below in the comments. And again, this is Milton, and I'll see you in the next video.